the hub that's inside the prop.
Alright, so here we are again, guys. I do have a jumper on and it's summer, because if you look out in front of me here, even though the forecast says it's not meant to be raining, it's raining. We're still going to go and drop in and hopefully it pisses off. I'm going to take this chopper off. Had one guy that I know, Johnny Marlowe, he was telling me to keep an eye out for a raker or a Michigan wheel. Recently on the last video, someone called Philip commented telling me to also get a Michigan wheel or a trophy. So if you look at this prop that I picked up, this is a Michigan wheel. It's a 13 3/4 by 26 pitch. So the comments say run the motor low, so I'm probably going to drop the motor. It's obviously 37mm below pad, so I've got enough clearance here. Probably drop it down another inch and a half, which would make it about close to 3 inches below pad. We'll give that a go, see how it performs. This is the man himself, Fast Cats. He's here from America, and he's just out at the moment running his rig, which is a new Aquarius, and his motor he's developed is actually a 70 horsepower power head, which bolts onto a Tohatsu 50 horsepower midsection and gearbox. These things rip.
Grind a bit, mate.
spun a hub in the prop. It's just stopped biting. See what happens.
Again. Just stay there though.
So we were having a good morning testing out the new Michigan wheel prop, but it looks like we've spun the hub that's inside the prop. The prop's still on the gearbox, but it's just revving and not going anywhere. So first indication is that we have spun a hub. But lucky for us, Leo and Johnny gonna get us back to the ramp. The old Allison towing an Allison. We're lucky we got the big Pro Max. Get us back to the boat ramp, see what's going on. Just while we're on this little scenic tow in the hood, I just thought I'd let people know this mansion to the left of us is the most expensive house on Sovereign Island on the Gold Coast, and it's currently for sale for, I think it was 47 million or so, or maybe it's already sold. Here we are, we're back home thanks to Leo and Gio towing us back in their Allison. I'm here just about to pull off this prop. Hopefully it is. I've just spun the hub because I really don't want to be contacting my mate Roscoe telling the gearbox is no good. We'll see what we find here. Seems pretty wedged on there. Well, that's a bit hopeful. If the prop's not just sliding off that prop shaft, hopefully it is just the hub. So I'll get myself a pry bar and we'll see if we can get it off. Yep, so it's definitely done a hub. As you can see, the hub's actually sitting out of the prop there. Prop shaft doesn't look too bad by the looks of things. That's melted plastic from the hub spinning. I like the way the boat performed with that Michigan wheel on. It was very easy to steer. I could tell it was generating a bit of slip, and that's probably because I was just unable to lower my motor enough before we went out. It really did need to go down probably another 2 inches, I'd say. Pulled, I think, 68 mile an hour with that prop on, that Michigan wheel, but it's obviously a smaller prop. It's a 13 3/4 diameter, 26 pitch. I might get a new hub pressed into that, and I might even see if I could get it re-pitched to, say, 28. It would probably perform better on a standard gearbox with a nose cone, so you can have that motor lowered all the way down into the water, as opposed to running the sporty gear case with this prop. So that sporty gear case will probably generate a lot of drag. These are designed to be up out of the water to perform better. So whether or not a standard gearbox with a nose cone would suit this prop better and run it deeper. And obviously this morning I went to lower my jack plate down, but the thread on the inside there is built up with a lot of grit and grime, so I didn't want to go forcing it to get in there and clean that thread on my jack plate. And I might even get my engine crane and take the weight and see if it will adjust up and down a bit easier, because yeah, I don't need to be replacing a jack plate if that thread grabs. Unfortunately, another day, another adventure. We broke down, but another easy fix. Alright, so I'll just give you one last look at this prop. Hubs are easy to replace and gearboxes aren't, and props, so as you can see she's all chewed out. Could see earlier when we first popped it off, that hub's sitting up and out there. That's meant to be flush, so good times. But that's boating. I had to keep that 100% unblemished record of always having an adventure in whatever I do. If there's one bit of advice that anyone can take out of this, it would probably be don't kiss your mum on the lips on your dad's birthday.
Oh! Oh! Guess what got me?
You know what time it is. Cheeky afternoon run. Got the 24 pitch chopper back on. And yeah, I've got the new EFI cowl on. A couple of decals. It's Valentine's Day. And she's asked to go out in the boat, so that's what we're doing. Well, we made it back under our own steam. We didn't break anything, but the highlight of the afternoon would probably have to be Loz having her first go of the boat. What do you reckon?
I went really, really fast.
She did 45 mile an hour for her first go, so that's half off her mark. She wants to do 90, don't you, babe?
Yeah, next time.
There's a few things I want to do. I think I want to
reinforce the dash, because with that new 8-inch steering column, I'm getting a bit of flex in the steering wheel, so I might make some sort of aluminium plate or something to stiffen that up, just so I feel a bit more comfortable. So just doing some general overall maintenance. Replace the accelerator cable, that wasn't long enough. I'm going to drop the oil out of this, check that. After every half a dozen times I go out in the water, I'm going to drop the gearbox oil and double check it, because obviously I know I've had possibly 3 gearboxes go just because of a failed seal in the unit. I'm going to just stay on top of that, because it's cheaper to just use $50 worth of oil than it is to get a lower unit rebuilt. I'm doing an oil change on this other lower, and I'm going to put a new water pump kit through it as well, just so this gearbox is running. If I ever want to run that 4-blade, that Michigan wheel, it's going to want to run deep in the water. I might put that lower unit on if I ever run that prop, and see if I set the boat up to 75 mile an hour, as opposed to if I get a chopper and set this one up to run at 85 mile an hour. Because I'm going to start practicing for the double dash, and they're the 2 categories I'm looking at, either the 75 mile class or the 85. So I'm just going to see which one I can set the boat up to suit, and I'll have some more videos coming soon. I'll probably do some testing up the Logan River. It's very windy, similar setup to what the Hawkesbury River is up here, so I can just get a feel for turning and maneuvering the boat with different props, different engine heights, and different setups. So as you can see, that oil in the gearbox is pretty well cooked. It's black. There's no traces of water or anything. It smells pretty cooked. Sorry I haven't been able to bring you a lot of boating content lately. We've been absolutely smashed with weather for probably the past month or more. So, I mean, one minute the sun's out, but it's windy, and then next minute it's like this. I mean, I was literally just talking to you before about what I was doing on the boat out there, and then that. Bear with me, we're going to have more boating content coming. All the other boys are ready to hit the water and show you what it's all about. So here we are, back to it. Just finished changing, or I haven't changed it, but draining the oil out of this Sportsmaster gearbox of mine now the rain's subsided a bit. It's not looking too bad. A little bit of water in there. That could just possibly be from condensation within the gear case itself. So, like I said, after every half a dozen runs, I'm sick of blowing up gearboxes, so I'll just take the extra step to do the maintenance required. And there's so much that goes on through the week, all the driving around after work, trying to get to places before they close or get to them when they're open so I can drop things off. A couple other little things. This alien cow is ready for paint. All the prep work's done. The base plate that come out of that alien cow, it's been squashed, bent throughout its life, I guess. And I didn't want to run the risk of putting this new power head together and putting it on and then have a gasket fail because that base plate is no good. So that's the new one, laser cut. It's all perfectly flat. I can have peace of mind when I put it back together. Everything's A1, because as they always say, the poor man pays twice, so better off doing things right the first time. Also, we've got a new hub pressed into this 26 pitch Michigan wheel 4-blade that I tried running 2 times ago when I went out and spun the hub. That's when we broke down. Leo had to tow us in. And I've got my 24 pitch drag prop here. As you know, I dropped it off to my mate Jarom, my prop guy, and he has balanced it so I know it's true. He's also put more cup on this trailing edge here to give it more bite. I asked him to pitch it up a little bit. It is a 24 pitch, but it's probably somewhere closer to the 25. I'm going to run that this weekend. It's Friday, so Saturday I'll hopefully get out if it's not raining. It's predicted for rain, but fingers crossed we can get out either Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, I'll let that gearbox oil drain.
top it up with some fresh stuff, and we'll be ready to hit the water tomorrow and see what adventures the water holds for us.
Have you been out the front already? Wild? It looks sick, like 8 of you there just down like a wall. Where he's off to? Where he's off to? Probably come and just build you.
So here we are back at home after that little water test. With the 24 pitch drag prop on, we gave it a little squirt there. I was only able to pull 73 mile an hour at 6,500 RPM. I can't be 100% certain on this standard power head that I have, these old Black Maxes. They do come out with caged big end bearings, and I'm not 100% certain on whether or not this has steel or plastic big end bearings in it, so I was a bit reluctant to hold it on 6,500 RPM for too long, because as far as I'm aware and what I've learnt is the plastic steel cage bearings are only good for about 6,000 RPM. So I was a bit skeptical on leaning on it more, but yeah, 73 mile an hour. I tried giving it more trim to see if I could pick up more speed, and I could actually feel the props slipping. So that's telling me maybe this drag propeller wants to be a little bit more deeper in the water than what my chopper usually runs at. I don't know if any of you guys that are watching this have more experience with the drag propellers, whether or not they would run a little bit lower than a chopper. I'd be interested to know your thoughts. What you did miss too, just as I finished coming in near the ramp there, 3 police on jet skis were hiding in behind some of the moored vessels there, so touch wood, just got a warning to keep it down. He said he could hear me, and I just told him it's just a noisy carby fishing motor, so he just did a rego check and let me on my way. It reminded me that it's only 30 knots in the area I was in. I wasn't doing that though, obviously I was slowing down coming into the boat ramp, but another warning to put on the belt. I didn't idle for very long coming into the boat ramp, so it's not going to be a dead spot on check when it comes to reading the plugs and the wash, but before I flush the motor here, I'm going to pull the plugs out, stick my little camera in and inspect what the wash is doing on top of the pistons. So just looking at the piston wash, on the crowns of the pistons, we've got what in Australia we'd call, say, between a 5 and 10 cent piece. In America you'd probably call it between a penny and a quarter. Clear spot on those ports on the top of the piston. We've got a very fine coat of black oil and fuel build-up, but obviously around those ports we've got a little clear area, so that's telling me that the piston wash is good. All the plugs have a nice little oily film on them. I mean, they're not too bad. Don't know if you can see that, but pretty happy with that, which means pretty on point with regards to the tune. No problems or dramas there. Detail the boat, wash it down and get it ready. Apparently there's some of the boys that are going out tomorrow on Sunday, so might see if we can get to that and get some footage of some other boats. But yeah, pretty happy with where it is now. Obviously 73 mile an hour at 6,500 RPM. With my good Pro Max block, we're pulling 7,500, 7,800 RPM. That would probably explain why we're able to get to 83 mile an hour. I would like to drop this down a little bit more, see if I can pick up a bit more mile an hour, which means this prop would be good to run in the 75 mile per hour class down at the double dash. That way I know I can stand on it flat to the floor and just sit there around that capped speed limit. And with this drag propeller, it actually steers a lot better than a chopper. There's a lot less torque coming through the wheel. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Once I get my chopper back off Jaram, because after the last outing I noticed there was a crack in one of the blades, so that's off getting repaired currently, and we'll get that back as well and see what sort of numbers we can pull. Stay tuned. My Pro Max block is literally probably 1 week away from being able to be assembled, And like I said, I'll hopefully get that alien cowling painted as well and have everything just ready to have a spare motor sitting there, so I can just unbolt this one straight off, put that one on, put my steering wings on and run it in, and good to go. Once again, I'd just like to thank everyone that sticks around, interested in watching the videos and what we get up to. I mean, compared to all of you guys out there, yous would have truckloads more knowledge and experience than me. I've only been boating for 3 years, but obviously I get to mingle with a lot of cool people and a lot of different boats from all around the world, and I'm very appreciative of those of you that stick around and follow along, and also reach out and message me and give me wisdom and knowledge from your own experience that I don't know. I'm very grateful for people that share that sort of thing with me. So I'd just like to thank you all very much.